accused by French colonials. It is the only country in the world named after a woman.
And how does that make you feel?
Makes me feel good because I'm a woman.
Hello, just living here on Friday, and our vacation has come to an end. We are headed to the airport. Made stop at a couple of places on the way, but before we go, let's take one last view of our beautiful balcony that we have to say goodbye to. The rooster woke us up again at 4:30 this morning, and he's hiding somewhere down in all of that foliage, so we're not going to get to say goodbye to him. So until next time, St. Lucia, keep living. Katie has packed up all of our stuff, and we're getting ready to get out of here. One final look at that rooster that woke us up. We stopped off here at Waterfalls. It's on the way to the airport, and we thought we'd give it a look. The owner here of the falls said that this was his place and that he had planted all of these bushes and trees and landscaped everything. He did a really good job. It's open air huts. Oh, nice.
Yeah, put some rails on. Be careful. I have a little thing like a bridge to cut across, and you have to come to it, so be careful there.
Okay, thank you. So it's kind of an awkward climb down. The steps are really deep, and they drop off a little bit more than what we're used to. And you take that first turn to the right, and the steps get quite a bit shallower and steeper. And then they get really steep. It's really cool down here though. Sun's not hitting you, and feels like the temperature has dropped 5+ degrees. Waterfall looks like something out of a movie. Okay, that's it. We are gonna head back up into the car, head back towards the airport. Stopped here at the Reef Beach Cafe. It's got a beautiful view of the ocean, and it's a cute little place. We were gonna go over to the Coconut Resort. Coconut Palace or just Coconut? It was a Coconut Bay Resort. But they were closed, and this security guard who's right out there walking needed a lift down here, so he just jumped in our car and took us here.
He said this was a good place to wait for your flight because it's really close to the airport, and they have free Wi-Fi. And
all these dogs around us came and found Katie, wanted to play with her. Rough life on the beach. We're at the south side, real close to Beaufort.
I'm not sure how to say it.
Beaufort. That's where the international airport is. So when you fly into St. Lucia from outside of the Caribbean islands, you will land on the south side. Katie, what was your favorite part of the trip?
My top 3 things would be, number 1,
A little louder.
lunch at Day8 and having that amazing view and one of the best pieces of fish I think I've ever had in my life. Number 2 would be on Chastanay and on Smamine beaches. I think they probably are the most paradise-like beaches that I've ever seen. They were so nice and secluded. They were on a resort, but not really touristy. There wasn't the sellers coming up and down the beach asking you to buy things. There weren't inflatable things running out in the ocean and parasailing and jet skis and all that. It was just quiet and serene and a great amount of shade on the beaches. I think if we had been able to spend the day there and get in the water and snorkel, that would have definitely been number 1. And then number 3, probably hiking up Pigeon Island and Fort Rodney and seeing those views and stuff, I think would be number 3 for me. Brian, what would you say that your top 3 for your vacation would be?
I enjoyed Pigeon Island a lot to see that military fort and looking down on Sandals and our little walk. We also got to get in the water and it was nice and warm and we got to snorkel. That was the only time on this trip we got to snorkel, and we bought new snorkel gear for that, so that was good. And I liked the botanical gardens. They were a lot prettier than I thought they'd be. The fall was really pretty, and I got some good pictures of that, so that was great. My least favorite parts were probably driving around. It's really crazy here. And just everything that went wrong with the vacation. Our plane got canceled, so we had to book a second flight at the last minute. We had to pay 3 times as much for that. And then we got here and there was a hurricane, so we had to buy a new flight because of the hurricane. Then we got here and there was a hurricane. So that probably could have gone better. I mean, what are the chances of 2 hurricanes affecting you in the same vacation? But lastly and most importantly, we still had fun. So we made the best of it and got some great footage. So lunch here, ordered chicken curry chicken. And Katie, you got?
Saltfish pilau, which she said was like a stir fry with the fish.
So she brought out some salad dressing and some, she said, super hot sauce. I'll be the judge of that. On a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the hottest, it's about a... Oh, there goes something. Maybe a 7.5. It has a mango flavor to it, so it's nice. Food is here. Got the chicken curry and the
Saltfish pilau.
saltfish pilau. Do you want to give it a try?
It's good. Basically like, kind of like fried rice, veggies and fish.
Good.
Now Brian's going to give his chicken curry a try.
Very good. I think that this is the best chicken curry I've ever had. So the reef, we would recommend it. So this is interesting. The new Prime Minister worked out a deal with some Chinese investors, and that little island that's just out in front of the reef is going to be turned into a causeway with a bunch of beach resorts and community properties. The locals aren't real happy about it, but it looks like quite an endeavor. Singapore did something similar when they just brought in land and sand from other countries and made their island bigger. And it looks like they want to do that same thing here. So here's the beach just outside of the Reef restaurant where we just ate. And this island right there in the middle of the screen habitat that the Prime Minister just signed over to some Chinese investors, and they're going to take that island and connect it all around here. So it's just going to be one great big cove, and then surround it with resort hotels and activities and stuff. It's not a bad idea. It's a shame that little nature preserve is going to get incorporated. They did say the perimeter of that island, where it's at, even though they're going to bring the land out to connect everything, that the actual perimeter of that island will still remain a nature preserve. It'll just kind of be fenced off from the new land that they bring in and build up for the resorts and the hotels. We're here at the airport, the international airport of St. Lucia. There's the car we had the entire time, and we're ready to go into the airport and check in, fill out our forms. No doubt they won't let us film anything in there, but here is the airport. It wasn't too hard to find, although we did get turned around once, and we're gonna go inside and get on our plane. There's our gate, gate 4, leaving in 3 hours. They told us to get here 3 hours early. Took us 10 minutes to check in our bags, go through security, and get our tickets. So now we're going to sit here for 2 hours and 50 minutes. Here we are getting closer. They're loading our plane with our bags. We should be getting on the next 20 minutes on our way to Miami. About halfway to Miami, and I'm already ready to jump out of the plane. We made it to Miami International Airport. What a great experience here at this wonderful airport. But we made it, and we are going to get a few hours of sleep, and then we're back on our flight to Denver, and we'll see you guys when we get back home. Just 6 more minutes till we board. We made it back home from Denver DIA. Just walking through the door here, and we've got to see how Bentley's doing. Oh, he's in his cage over there. Let's see if he's happy to see his mommy.
Hi, baby. Hi. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Okay.
I think he's happy.
Let's go see Samson. Let's go see.
Next time, keep living.